JDev is back at it here to give everyone another viewer-requested topic. I've done a lot of lists, and I've done a lot of rankings, especially on this channel, but I have yet to rank my favorite movies of all time on this channel. Well, it's time to start that. What I'm going to be doing is ranking my top 100 favorite movies of all time in 10 different videos, starting with number 100 through 91 of my favorite movies of all time. Now, a couple things you should know. Number one, these are my favorite movies of all time. A lot of you are probably going to disagree with some of my choices, especially when we start to get to the top 10, top 20, top 30. It's my list. Be appreciative of the fact that I took the time to do these videos. Leave your list, if you have one, in the comment section. I would definitely check it out. If you have a video that you've made and you're a YouTuber, I'll check out your video. Just make sure you leave the link in the comment section. And of course, be aware that there might be spoilers. I know what movie I'm going to talk about, but I have no idea what I'm going to talk about yet. I just start talking once I name the movie. So who knows what's going to come out of my mouth. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, you might want to skip past just in case I reveal any potential spoilers. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're a fan of these type of videos. And please leave me a comment in the comment section with your lists or a link to what video that you've done of your top movies on YouTube. I'll definitely check that out and leave a comment on your page. I appreciate too. I like to know what people's favorite movies are. So let's start the list off. I should say this is going to be 10 different videos. I'll do 100 through number 91 in this video. And eventually I'll work my way up to number 10 through number 1. Probably do 2 to 3 of these a week. Maybe less, but that's my goal, at least 2 a week until we're done. So stay tuned to the other videos, or stay tuned for the other videos, I should say. And now let's start the list off. The movie that I chose is number 100. I had to put a movie like this on the list. It would be Friday the 13th, Part 4, The Final Chapter. This is the movie where Jason finally met his match. Well, he didn't know it yet, but 2 other movies this character was in, and that would be Tommy Jarvis, and this one played by Corey Feldman. I really like the characters in this particular Friday the 13th movie. It was scary. Jason, played by Ted White, was like... he was a stuntman, and he seemed more menacing than the other previous Jasons. You know, Baghead Jason, Richard Broker Jason. I just really like this movie. The characters were great. The ending was great. Of course, this was supposed to be the end of the Friday the 13th franchise, but they brought Jason back to life, and we know what happened then. But this is one of the classics. And this film, this is usually everybody's favorite Friday the 13th film. Favorite Friday the 13th film. But I don't think it gets enough notoriety of how good this particular movie is. So Friday the 13th, Part 4, The Final Chapter, comes in at number 100. Number 99 is a movie that everybody loves. Me, not so much like everybody else, but I still love the movie. I watch it probably once every 5 years, and that would be the original Back to the Future. What a great movie. Great characters. Christopher Lloyd, Michael J. Fox were great. Biff is awesome as the villain, quote unquote, and him going back to 1955. I don't remember what year it was now. I should have done my homework before I did this video, but I don't want to remember every little detail about every little thing because I don't have enough power in my brain to remember all that stuff. But it was good. The Johnny B. Good song, great movie. I actually like the sequel a lot too. And if I made like a top 125 list, Back to the Future Part 2 would probably be pretty close after number 100. So Back to the Future, number 99. Number 98, a movie about baseball. I really enjoy it. It has one of my least favorite actors of all time in it. That would be Jonah Hill. But this movie just worked. Moneyball with Brad Pitt. You have a budget for a baseball team, and the Oakland Athletics want to go way below the budget. So they're getting a bunch of players that meet a certain on-base percentage. No-name players that eventually won, like, what was it, 22 in a row. They had Miguel Tejada on this team. That's probably the biggest name that was on this particular team. And it was a great movie. Great job by Brad Pitt. Jonah Hill was like the sabermetrics guy that knew all like the stats and everything. And he actually did a good job. This was the first movie where I'm like, wow, Jonah Hill, not so bad. And then, of course, Wolf of Wall Street. While his character was over the top, that movie was fucking awesome. And spoiler alert, you might hear about that movie a little bit later on in this 10-part series. So, Moneyball, number 98. Number 97. Well, I'm a guy, and I watch movies that females like because, well, that's what females like. And I have to put this movie on the list because it's a damn good movie. And that would be The Notebook. Surprise, surprise. I know most males won't have The Notebook on their list, and I've probably seen the movie 3 or 4 times, but it's actually a really good movie. Like, females just love it because they really like Ryan Gosling, but this movie was great. The ending was great. This couple, I can't say enough about the acting or the performances. James Garner was really good in this movie, and it is worth the hype. Even though it's more of a chick flick, it's more for females, I happen to like The Notebook, and that's why I put it at number 97. Number 96, a movie that I didn't expect much at all, or much of anything from. It was a continuation of a certain series, and I just had super low expectations of it, and that would be Creed. Michael B. Jordan playing Apollo Creed's son that he had an affair with somebody with before. This was before he was born after Apollo died. But what a great flick, bringing Rocky Balboa back as a supporting character. But Creed is really good. I love the part where Adonis Creed says to, or Adonis, what was his name? Adonis Jordan? I don't remember what it is. Adonis Creed. But he says to Rocky, look in the cloud, or put it in a cloud, and Rocky goes, huh? I remember that moment of the movie. I don't know why, but Creed was great. The sequel, spoiler alert, you might see that later on in the video. Yes, I like Creed 2 more than Creed 1, but I really enjoyed Creed. I had very low expectations of it, and the movie was fucking awesome, in my opinion. Just what I think. So, Creed, number 96. Number 95, a movie that kind of caught me by surprise and probably caught a lot of other people by surprise, and that would be Wild Things. Stellar performances by characters in this movie. You have Bill Murray, you have Neve Campbell, Denise Richards, Matt Dillon, Kevin Bacon. Just crazy twists, stuff. It was awesome. And then, of course, the biggest part of the movie, or I should say the best part of the movie, Neve Campbell, Denise Richards, they get it on. And, well, those were in my younger years, and that was a very, very fun moment in my younger years. So, Wild Things, I don't want to talk anymore about the movie because it has crazy things that happened, but that's why that's number 95 on my list. Number 94, this is going to surprise some people. A lot of people, if they're a fan of this series, would have this movie way up on their list. I like it, but surprisingly, it's not my favorite of the series, and that would be Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. The movie is great, and I've come to appreciate it a lot more since I was older. As when I was a kid watching these movies, obviously I didn't like this one because this was more sad. Like why did I say Apollo? Han Solo gets taken away at the end of the movie, and it's just depressing. Of course, this is the movie where Luke finds out that Darth Vader is his father, and of course he gets confirmation of that in another movie. But I really like Empire Strikes Back for the most part, but there is one that I like more than that, and that's why this particular movie comes in at number 94 on my list. Nose itch time. Here's a surprise. Number 93, a movie that probably, I don't think anybody would probably have on their top 100 list. Probably not. I don't know. It's not a bad movie, but it's not something that people talk about, but I really enjoyed this movie, and I watch it a lot, and that would be 2012. And I'm not a big fan of John Cusack, but I do like Amanda Peet. She's in this. Woody Harrelson's in it. It's just a fun movie to watch. I just enjoy it. Obviously, there's some kind of disaster going on where people have to hide in these arcs and stay in there. Oh, my nose itches again. Sorry. And something about the movie just entertains me a lot, and I went through all my movies and I thought about things, and I just had to put 2012 on the list. It's not super high on my list, but the fact that the movie makes my top 100 is probably quite surprising. So there you have it. And then, of course, number 92, one of the best R-rated comedies of all time, a movie that kind of came out of nowhere in 2009, something like that. The Hangover. Pretty good movie. I like the performances by Bradley Cooper, Zach Galifianakis. I like Justin Bartha a lot in this movie, who was in National Treasure 1 and 2, but didn't really have a big role in The Hangover. But it's awesome. And the part where, like, the dentist guy, was it Stu? I can't remember the character's names all of a sudden now. Where he's like at home and they're coming to pick him up and they're like, paging Dr. Faggot. Dr. Faggot. Are you going to answer it, Dr. Faggot? Just funny moments like that happen in this movie the whole time. And that's why I had to put The Hangover where it is at number 92. And the movie that's going to round out this list, coming in at number 91. And trust me when I say I never thought this type of movie would be on my all-time favorite list, at least pre-2009. Spoiler alert. That would be Star Trek Into Darkness. I really like this particular film. I really like this whole Star Trek cast with Chris Pine. I really like the fact that Alice Eve was in this particular film. Of course, she wasn't in Star Trek Beyond. Never was a Star Trek fan when I was a kid. In fact, I think it was 2009. It might have been 2008. I had never seen any Star Trek movie, and I was cleaning my room, and I had Epic at the time, and Star Trek played, and I'm like, oh, what's this? But for some reason, I didn't change the channel, and then a half an hour later, I realized I was literally sitting on the floor, glued to the TV, because the movie was so awesome. I kid you not. And Star Trek Into Darkness was just as good. Not quite as good, although on a different day, I could flip-flop, but I really liked the movie. And that's why Star Trek Into Darkness is my number 91. So, there you have it. We're 10 movies in. What'd you think of these movies? Would they make your list? Hey, it's my list. Remember, if you're a fan of movies in general, smash that like button. If you know anybody else that would be interested in any type of movie list like this, go ahead and share the video with them. Don't forget to leave me comments. Leave me your list, or if you have a link to a video that you've done on YouTube, make sure you leave that video, because I will go to the channel and I will watch the video and I will give you my thoughts. We don't have to agree. We can disagree, but hey, appreciate the fact that we do things like this. We let people know what our favorite things are, because it's very time consuming. And of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And remember, more of these will come. Look for part 2 of this within a week, and JDev will return.